In a couple of months, the finest dogs in the world will be on display at MSG for the Westminster Dog Show. What we won't see, though, some of the hottest dogs on everyone's wish list this year. Stacey Delicat shows us how designer breeds are more popular than ever, but they come with a downside.
There's the Maltipoo, the Chiweenie, the Peekapoo, the Cheeks, that's Pekingese Chihuahua, the ever-popular Golden Doodle, and my personal favorite, the Malshi, Maltese Shih Tzu. In the world of so-called designer dogs, the list goes on and on.
She's a diva. You're a little diva, aren't you?
Elizabeth Brennan got Lovebug the Morkie, or Maltese Yorkie, 5 years ago.
I mean, I knew people say they've had great experience with mixed breeds.
They're becoming more and more popular.
At American Kennels on the Upper East Side, store owner Nicole Rosenthal estimates about a quarter of the dogs she sells are designer breeds. She says many of the mixes are part poodle, which eliminates shedding.
People love purebreds, but they don't like some things like shedding or certain behaviors, or sometimes a mixed breed is just healthier in the long run.
While mixing two breeds could mean a larger gene pool, less prone to genetic defects, that's not always the case, says Dr. Boaz Leviton, a neurologist at Blue Pearl Veterinary Partners.
Medically, we still see a lot of them with the same diseases that the breed can have. So medically, I don't think that is a huge advantage.
Some organizations, like the Kennel Club of the UK, voice concern that unscrupulous breeders may be breeding designer dogs for financial profit rather than with the health and welfare of the dogs in mind.
Every time that there is a trend involved and money involved, there is that danger.
Others worry that picking out a designer dog based on a trend ignores the countless animals languishing in shelters. If you're looking for a so-called designer dog or a mixed breed, you don't have to go to a pet store. In fact, many mixed breed dogs are available right now at local shelters, and all of them need good homes. On the Upper East Side, I'm Stacey Delicat. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Stacey. And Dr. Heather Loenser from the American Animal Hospital Association is here now. And you brought a friend.
I did. I bred this. He's a Borador, which is a Labrador Border Collie mix. Or he's just a mixed breed dog.
So I was going to say, is he technically a designer dog then?
Well, you know what? I just like all my favorite place to get them is at rescue and shelters, and he's a rescue dog.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
I know this is really trendy, that people are into these designer dogs because maybe you can control shedding or you can control characteristics about them. But
right.
There are some things we should really be concerned about.
There absolutely are. The biggest thing is whether or not we're accidentally driving a market towards puppy mills.
Okay.
Where we have a situation where we have lots of dogs in a really confined, really sad space. The Maltipoo, Morkie, Yorkie, all those are really fun-sounding names, but there's actually a lot of tragedy behind that, a lot of really sad situations. But so the American Animal Hospital Association, which is a Center for Excellence in Veterinary Medicine, actually doesn't condone the puppy mill situation at all. So what we'd much rather see people doing is doing a really good job researching and finding mixed breed dogs at shelters.
You brought up a great point when we were chatting earlier, and I think this is fantastic. Some people are just set on getting a certain type of dog.
Right.
And you can still do that, but go to some unique places. Can you tell us how you can do that? I
love the idea of online rescue organizations for certain breeds. So if you have a boxer, so you can go to boxer rescues, and you can find just purebred dogs there if that's what you're looking for. And just instead of a big designer dog price tag of thousands of dollars, you can end up with $300 or $400 in adoption fees. Plus, you're saving a life.
You also brought up a great point that, you know, besides looking for these designer breeds, that there's something with foster care. I love this. Can you talk to me about this? I thought this was so interesting.
So many areas, especially in our neck of the woods, these animals are shipped up from the south, and they live in foster families before they go on and get adopted.
Calvin likes it.
Well, that's where he came from. So these foster families are very skilled, and they can pick up whether or not the dog is good with other dogs, cats, the mailman, in my case,
That's great.
And so they come kind of pre-screened for you. So instead of stopping off and buying a dog that costs, again, a lot, and you don't necessarily know what you're getting, because even if you see a golden doodle or a labradoodle that's not supposed to shed, these guys haven't been bred over years and generations and generations and generations. They don't breed true. Sometimes you'll have a golden doodle that does shed, and that was their whole point of getting them, was because they're hypoallergenic. So really checking them out, meeting them face to face. Ideally, if you're going to go for a breeder, go to that breeder's house, meet them, see the parents of that dog, and make sure they're in a situation where everybody's healthy and happy.
Fantastic advice. Thank you so much. And thanks, Calvin, for coming to hang out with us. We loved having you. Thank you so much for coming in, Dr. Loenser.